Good afternoon, everyone. It is now coming up on 2:30 on this Friday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ed Bloodsworth with WKRG News 5. And we are popping on to our Facebook stream here and also our website, WKRG.com, as we are continuing to monitor now a threat for severe weather this afternoon. We are now weather alert here at WKRG as we are now seeing some storms rolling in. We have a new tornado watch that has been issued. I am going to cover all of that here. We're waiting for just a couple more folks to pop on to our stream here. I see Cheyenne Underwood. How bad will it be in Washington County? Well, there is a tornado watch issued. We've also got some flood concerns developing, and we're going to dive through all of this here in this update. Hopefully this won't take too long for you this afternoon. So I can see your comments here on my computer off screen. I'll answer as many questions as I can. But first, let's go ahead and run through where we stand now and where we believe we're headed over the next couple of hours. So isolated thunderstorms have developed. They're becoming a bit more widespread here. And now the Storm Prediction Center has issued a tornado watch. We'll take a close look at the radar, but actually first I want to begin with the latest slate of alerts that have been put into place. And here you go. There's the tornado watch that has been issued. I'll go ahead and hide our banner here just so you can see all the counties under this watch. This includes all of our Mississippi counties, Greene, George, and Jackson County. This also includes all of Mobile County, also Baldwin County as well. Apologize there if our screen went a little bit, well actually took a lightning strike here at the station, and Washington County and Clark County also now under a tornado watch. This watch is in effect until 9 p.m. tonight, and for the threat of damaging wind gusts and, yes, a few isolated tornadoes. Northwest Florida, Escambia, Alabama, Conecuh, and Monroe not officially in the watch, but you will see some severe weather certainly as we move into the evening, or at least the potential will be there. We'll go and begin with the radar picture and show you where we've got some of the kind of nastier cells here. I'm going to begin here in Mobile County as we actually literally just took a lightning strike here. So here's a look at a storm that we've been watching. This has been the strongest storm coming out of Jackson County, Mississippi. And this storm right now is dropping some very heavy rain over parts of Mobile County. This is sitting right over Airport Boulevard and right over I-65. In fact, I'm going to actually sneak off camera and go ahead and move one of our station cameras so you can kind of see what this looks like. This storm has been quite intense. It's getting louder. We're hearing a good bit of thunder and lightning from this storm. It's been and it's producing quite a hefty downpour at this time as well over western Mobile, and now moving into Midtown as well. All right, I'll go ahead and switch the camera. So I'll go ahead and pull this up here so you can just see what we're seeing. There's the latest lightning strike. In fact, we just heard that strike here from our station. So this is a look outside our studios now, and just look at those low cloud bases here with some of those downpours moving on over. So a lot of heavy rain. This is going to drop a quick, maybe quarter-inch of rain as this slides on through. It's a very fast-moving storm, but we're watching again the lowest parts of this thunderstorm as there is now a good bit of wind shear that is starting to develop here within the thunderstorm. So the environment is now becoming a bit more conducive where we could see storms that, if they're able to take advantage of those ingredients, could produce a risk of damaging winds and possibly a brief tornado as well. So that's, again, a look from our station, from our studios at this storm that's sitting over Airport Boulevard. That's going to move over Highway 98, moving over South Alabama, the University of South Alabama, and this is going to move right over Tolmanville, Pritchard. There's another lightning strike that's just coming in. So I think most of this will stay just south of Chickasaw, but that is the general direction of movement. And eventually this will move past downtown Mobile, and from there work its way over the Mobile River Delta. So this is by far, again, the most intense thunderstorm that we've had so far this afternoon, as it's been producing quite a bit of lightning and just nasty weather overall here with the storm. So as these storms will continue to develop, we'll likely see just generally a better coverage here through the course of through the next couple of hours. We'll go ahead and zoom this out and throw this lapse back on so you can kind of see the direction of movement with all of these storms. Another storm there just south of Citronelle, nothing severe. In fact, at this point, we do not have any active severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings, but just want to get you an idea that as we start moving towards 4 or 3, 4, 5 o'clock, that the atmosphere will be in a state where we could get isolated severe weather Again, we're seeing lightning starting to pick up here in Washington County, Chatham, and Jackson, also getting some good passing downpours. There is also a flood concern that's now developing across Greene, Washington, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, and Escambia County, Alabama. A flood watch has been issued. That was issued earlier today, as our models have been trending generally towards heavier rain with kind of training thunderstorms. So flooding will also now be a concern over the next couple of hours. Just kind of give you a big picture here. We're seeing new thunderstorms develop across South Mississippi, and I think we're going to see a lot of this fill in. In fact, you see right there, there's the first severe thunderstorm warning I've seen this afternoon. This is south of Houma, Louisiana, and again, you can just kind of see these storms as they form, you can see where they're headed. They're all sliding north and east. Warm front is lifting north. A lot of this initial activity I don't think is going to be tornadic in nature, but any storms that start developing out of the Gulf and over southern Louisiana, as that starts to move into this very more conducive environment, those will be the storms that we will have to watch here over the next couple of minutes. So I'll go ahead and pause this and do a little bit more storm tracking here. I'm going to go back to this storm. We've got a couple of showers now moving towards Fort Morgan and towards Gulf Shores. Again, not looking at severe weather with those. In fact, I'll just kind of show you here the velocity signatures. Not seeing anything that's rotating right now. That's certainly some good news. Looking at our shear tracker, again, I am not seeing anything at this point that gives me any kind of concern that a tornado is imminent. So at least we're in that state here where there's no imminent concern of really incredibly bad weather, just some rough thunderstorms here. So new thunderstorms and new lightning now coming into Pritchard. Areas south of Chickasaw, you're likely hearing this. And so again, this storm is heading into Pritchard, over Crichton now and towards Chickasaw. This storm is moving very quickly at northeast at around 40 to 50 miles per hour. Very fast moving storm. So we will put a quick track on this storm as it races in that general direction, northeast, 40 to 50 miles per hour. So that's a look at the kind of estimated time till arrival. So it's getting over 8 Mile, now moving over the Whistler community. This will move over North Mobile in a minute. Within 5 minutes, it'll be in Saraland, and then continue to move past that. I think this will likely stay just south of Creola, and then it likely moves over I-65. But this storm, if it continues on its track, will likely travel kind of parallel I-65 over the Delta, over the Tensas River Delta, and then work its way up towards North Baldwin County. So Bay Minette, Stockton area, the Rabun communities. I think that's a storm we'll have to watch out for here over the next couple of minutes. I do want to show you the forecast model, how we think this is going to play out for the rest of the afternoon. So here's a look at one of our higher resolution models. And what we'll notice, this is the projected radar once we head towards 3 or 3:30. And notice a good healthy coverage of showers and thunderstorms along Highway 84, and that is why there is now a flood concern that's developing for those counties. The storms, as you get farther south, become a bit more isolated, a bit more spotty, but we will get some storms that ride up out of the Gulf of Mexico as well. I really think a lot of these storms here, this is by about now by 6 or 6:30, you can kind of see we're getting these little curly shapes here in the model projection that is indicative that we're getting some wind shear in the atmosphere. So these storms will continue to move off north and east. After we get past 7 p.m., I think storms will get a bit more sparse down here across the coast, but we will continue with isolated storms. Now the tornado watch goes until 9 p.m. Once we get past 9 p.m. and get closer to 10, you'll notice just not as much around. And I do think we get this sort of break, this little lull period around 10, maybe 10 to around midnight. Then we'll get a few more thunderstorms that fire up after midnight. And these thunderstorms are right along the cold front itself. But I really think the tornado threat is going to be much, much lower by the time we get past midnight. Reason is winds are out of the southwest at that point, and right along the cold front, I think the better kind of upper level dynamics will start shifting north. But we could get some high wind gusts, maybe even a little bit of hail out of some of these thunderstorms early Saturday morning. We'll see a few more that develop. This is 4 o'clock in the morning as the cold front moves through. And then as we start getting towards 7 a.m., this is the good news. This is trending faster. So we got a lot of events happening this weekend, and actually we get a cooler northwest flow. I think Festival of Flowers, Chili Cook-Off, and Barbecue and Blues all in good shape for Saturday. That's good. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be breezy, but at least we won't be dealing with a shower and thunderstorm threat. So that's where we stand now. Now's question time, folks. I'm going to go ahead and answer some of the questions that you've been posting here on our Facebook page. How cold are we going to get tonight? Kathy, we're not going to get cold at all. Strong south winds will really keep those temperatures up. We'll keep those temperatures up through the night, so we're thinking 60s here as we move you through the night. And that's really going to kind of set the stage for this very warm and unstable atmosphere through the night, and that's why we have this severe weather threat. Just about jumped out of my skin when that thunder boomer, Ginger. Yeah, we actually had our lights flicker a little bit here in the station. Janine asking a little bit more about Florida Panhandle. So Northwest Florida, as we just mentioned, you're not officially in this tornado watch. I still think we will get some storms that will roll through Northwest Florida. Even those storms early tomorrow morning, perhaps around 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Not entirely ruling out a severe weather threat with those, but I think that threat is much, much lower compared to the next about, where are we at now, 2:30? Throughout the next 6, 7 hours, we'll be dealing with this threat of isolated tornadoes. Again, everything so far in terms of storm-wise is kind of behaving itself. No active warnings. Just again, a good bit of thunder and lightning popping now over Mobile. I'm also watching this thunderstorm here south of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. That is tracking in the general direction of Greene County, in northern George County, and eventually that will track in the direction of Washington County. That appears to be the strongest thunderstorm for now, south of Hattiesburg. That will be one to watch as well over the next couple of hours. And then farther south, again, we're starting to get these new thunderstorms here south of Slidell, south of New Orleans, along coastal Louisiana, where they've also have that tornado watch in effect. And these storms, again, will all start tracking north and east, and will continue to track in that direction through the course of the afternoon. Let's see, a couple more questions here. I don't want to spend too much more time here. What is the weather supposed to be? Let's see. I know I see Dean. I knew you were kind of asking about your street level, and it's going to be difficult to narrow down, obviously, to a storm passing right over your street. But just note, I think once you get into central Mobile County, the storms will be a bit more spotty in nature. We're not going to likely see consistent rain for a couple of hours. I think the heaviest rain overall is going to fall across northern Greene County, Mississippi, Washington, Clark, and Monroe and Conecuh counties. That's where we're likely to see some of those more likely setup for training thunderstorms this afternoon and into the early evening as well. Yeah, in Creola, we're starting to get those thunderstorms there, and so we will continue to watch more of these storms. Let me get back into this Mobile County storm here, because now it is sitting over downtown Mobile. Let me just zoom in right there. Okay. So this storm is still showing, it's looking quite nasty at this point. Let me look at this from the camera view, just kind of interested looking north. We'll actually look at this from the battleship here. And so this is looking at that storm trending north. Let me go back to our cameras here, because we're starting to get some interesting signatures on this storm. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a live view from Battleship Park. This is our air specialty camera. We're going to go ahead and turn the camera a little bit here so we can try to get another view of this storm. So we're getting some very strong winds now. You can actually see that is the very heavy rain area that's associated with this thunderstorm. And again, not seeing a tornado risk at this point with this storm, not yet anyway, but we'll have to watch it. This storm is starting to pick up in its intensity as it's now moving over the Mobile skyline there, and this will continue to move north of our camera site here at Battleship Park. Again, I got the camera pointed north and west. You can see the Cochran Causeway Bridge there in the center lower part of the screen. And yeah, so we'll just go ahead and leave this on this view here for just a couple of minutes for you folks watching. So this is just very dark skies. You can kind of see very low cloud bases here. And so this storm will likely produce some very heavy rain and perhaps some higher wind gusts as well. I am starting to get, again, you can see the flags there. We've got strong southeast winds kind of blowing into this thunderstorm now. And so this will be the main storm to watch here in the next couple of minutes. So here's a look at it again on the reflectivity as it continues to work its way north and east. Again, now moving over the Pritchard area, areas near Chickasaw, all getting some very heavy rain. Let me take another quick look at the velocity signatures here. Again, this is good news. I'm not seeing any imminent signs of rotation. Maybe a high wind gust there east of Pritchard, but that's going to be moving over, over the delta. So it's not going to be impacting anyone. If you are on any of those boat landings, though, along the Tensas River, those areas you need to watch out. We've got some stronger winds that are headed your way here in the next couple of minutes. And we'll continue to watch and see if this thing organizes. Eventually, this will work in the direction of Bay Minette as well. So that will be the next sort of city in the path of this storm that's sitting over Pritchard at this time. Let's see. Is that storm coming out to Baldwin County? Yeah, Deborah. So that I went ahead and just mentioned that there. This is moving into northern Baldwin County. Again, low cloud bases, very heavy rain. Justin, we have no active warnings on these thunderstorms. We have no active warnings at this point, but again, the overall atmosphere is starting to become more and more conducive. We're starting to increase the wind shear over lower Alabama and over the Gulf Coast. And if any of these thunderstorms are able to take advantage of some instability and that shear, we could get these rotating updrafts, rotating thunderstorms that would be capable of producing severe weather in the form of damaging wind gusts, I think up to around 60 miles per hour, and potentially a few brief tornadoes as well. That'll be a possibility. I don't think we're going to be seeing a setup where we have these large, violent, long-track tornadoes. This doesn't look like that. This looks like more of these weak, quick tornadoes that would pop up. Quick final look there of the laps here. We're watching these thunderstorms here south of New Orleans now, and also watching a few more of these showers out in the Gulf of Mexico that will all continue to track north and east at around 40 to 50 miles per hour. So these will be very fast-moving storms. One final look here of this storm. I want to keep our eyes on it here from Battleship Park. We'll go and leave you with this. I mean, look how dark that sky is getting with that very low cloud base here. Again, I'm not seeing any signs of rotation at this time with this storm, but this storm, because it's moving over Mobile now, we have to watch this. And this, again, will be sliding in the general direction of North Baldwin County, heading over the Mobile Tensas River deltas, and eventually working its way over Bay Minette this afternoon. So we'll go and wrap it up with this. Final look at that watch that was issued. And we'll go ahead and leave you this quick session of Facebook Live here this afternoon as we get ready for our afternoon newscast. There's that tornado watch that has been issued for Baldwin, Mobile, Washington, and Clark counties. Also for Greene, George, and Jackson counties in Mississippi. This watch is in effect until 9 p.m. tonight. So we are weather alert mode. In a weather alert mode, download the WKRG weather app, turn on your location settings, and if a warning is issued, it will, for your area, it will pop up and give you that alert. And of course, we'll be covering the weather this afternoon on WKRG News 5, the 4 on 5, and all afternoon long. Make sure you stay with WKRG. We'll keep you updated for the rest of the evening.